What movie caused you to have a WTF did I just watch moment after viewing? Dark City. Primer. The definition of WTF did I just watch? The Lobster. Annihilation. Going in, I had zero idea what the movie was going to be about. Truly mesmerizing. Bubba Ho-Tep. Bruce Campbell plays Elvis. He switched places with an impersonator later in his career, in a nursing home. Then he and Black JFK fight mummies. Fucking incredible. Predestination. Weird fucking movie. Tusk. Netflix The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It had me all twisted up. Good movie though. Watched it twice. The Greasy Strangler. Let the Right One In. The Room by Tommy Wiseau. I seriously can't believe I finished that movie. Holy Mountain. It did to my brain what Jodorowsky said had do to Frank Herbert. Swiss Army Man. The Human Centipede. Abducted in Plain Sight. Edit. Oh god, my poor inbox. Who would have guessed my highest voted comment of like 3 would be about this terrible movie? This movie left me so confused and angry when I watched it. How can people be so stupid and neglectful of their kid? Old Boy, the original one. 2001. A Space Odyssey. Audition. Shame with Michael Fassbender. The Queen's Corgi. It's not as twisted as some of the others on here, but I went into it expecting something along the lines of The Secret Life of Pets. Instead, it featured multiple attempted murders, Trump's rapey female corgi, a canine fight club, arson and an overly sexy stray. It was fucking weird. Spring Breakers. Naked Lunch. I have seen it multiple times. Still have no idea WTF is happening. It was a Japanese film that I believe was called Suicide Club. Mulholland Drive. Not that I didn't love it, but I ended the movie and all I had to say was, quote, wait, what, quote. Blue Velvet. High Tension. The ending is a cheat, a total cop-out. Being John Malkovich was wired and more than a bit unsettling. Snowpiercer. It's a weird idea but I thought it was a great movie. Paprika. When I was like 12 I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show and thought it was the stupidest, dumbest, and weirdest thing I had ever seen. And #X200B. 13 years later I ended up playing Eddie in a Shadowcast production. It was awesome. Happiness. Grade school kid asks his pedophile father, quote, why don't you want to fuck me? Quote. Eraserhead. I've never seen another movie like it and I can't tell if I like it or not. The House That Jack Built. Or Tusk. Splice. Though I am normally one for off-the-beaten-path movies, this one just left a bad taste in my mouth. The acting felt dull and the story wasn't necessarily bad. It was just odd. The movie. Dead Girl. 2 high school boys discover an imprisoned woman in an abandoned mental asylum who cannot die. She's something like a zombie girl tied on a bed. I am seriously not sissy by watching wicked shit, but when they started to drill holes into her body to penetrate them with their little wieners, I just turned off the TV and was traumatized for the rest of the evening. Edit. Wow, that exploded lol. Thank you kind stranger for my first silver. Lesson 3. Requiem for a Dream is here. I keep telling myself it's just a movie, but then I know that somewhere out there, it's really happening. We need to talk about Kevin. That movie ripped me apart on so many levels. Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom is here. I had hyped myself up for it so much, but upon finally viewing, bought the Blu-ray and all, I just found it dull and boring, but disgusting. Certainly. bug. It's the only movie I've ever attended where perfect strangers were sharing stories outside the theater after the film, explaining to each other why they ended up seeing this. Bad taste. Peter Jackson started out doing weird low-budget stuff before Lord of the Rings. Meet the Feebles as well. Requiem for a Dream this year. My very sheltered 14-year-old brain was a bit shaken up by it. Teeth. 100% Midsummer. Edit. Haha, thanks for the silver. Maniac. Some of the scenes take place on the path I walk home from work. Kids. End of Evangelion. Primer. It made my head hurt. A lot. Before anyone mentions it. Yes, I know there are plot, story explanations out there about it. I've read theme this year. Just makes my head hurt more. Tokyo Gore Police. The Wickerman. Nicolas Cage gets bees all over himself and then gets burned alive by psycho, fluffy bunny pagans. Pink Flamingo. Keep in mind that I am an old fart. So, find this movie and watch it. My promise is that it will not disappoint. Dogtooth. https. Tubit.com. Movies 149,545. Dogtooth. Rubber. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Gummo. Specifically the bathtub scene where the kid's eating spaghetti while his mom washes his hair. Under the Skin. Perfect Blue. Tetsuo. The Iron Man. Star Wars Holiday Special or Battlefield Earth. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Melancholia. Martyrs the original. Can't remember the title. It was this weird artsy Japanese movie that was all over the place. It revolved around a family meeting this stranger guy that makes weird shit happen. The opening is the father soliciting sex from his prostitute daughter. The stranger feels up the mother's tits which start to spontaneously lactate like a super soaker. The father kills this reporter chick he works with and fuck her dead body, which results in him getting his dick stuck in her and the mom has to help unstuck him this year. Lots of other nonsensical shit. It was like drug-addled Mary Poppins. Hereditary with the girl's head. That came out of nowhere. Anything by David Lynch. The Witch. I thought I knew where this was going and was totally wrong. I was also tripping, which added to the WTF is going on atmosphere. Akira. The Men Who Stare at Goats. Militarized. Hippies. The Number 23. As a guy who is already a little obsessed with numbers, this kinda screwed my head up for a bit. I Spit on Your Grave or Last House on the Left. The rape scenes in those made me super uncomfortable. Memento. I rewatched it immediately to put it all together. Pan's Labyrinth. Synecdoche, New York. Sausage Party. I watched it with my mom when I turned 14. It was awkward. That movie called Mother with Jennifer Lawrence in it. Donnie Darko fucked me up. Begotten. https. U2. B, QTS and WFQ8KE. There are 2 sin poses on IMDb, which explain it as well as anything. God disembowels himself with a straight razor. The spirit, like Mother Earth, emerges, venturing into a bleak, barren landscape, twitching and cowering. The Son of Earth is set upon by faceless cannibals. Presented in a surreal, gory and entirely visual manner. Begotten tells of the death of religion, the abuse of nature by man, and a nihilistic outlook on what life ultimately is. Quote, Prisoners. Starring Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. That movie was such a slow burner thriller. And once it ended, it was like WTF, but in a positive sense. Enemy. Directed by Denis Villeneuve and starring Jake Gyllenhaal. So damn weird. Eyes Wide Shut. A Clockwork Orange. Sucker Punch. There are just so many things in that movie that doesn't make sense to me. For completely different reasons. Grave of Fireflies and Jarhead. At the end of Jarhead we actually sat around trying to decide if the movie had any of the qualities of a story. Zardoz. Sean Connery in a Borat bathing suit and a giant flying head. It's all sorts of fucked. Cannibal Holocaust. Mandy. As I walking into the theater completely unaware of how strange this movie was gonna be, and completely sober, I noticed a lot of people were stoned. Didn't think anything of it until the opening credits rolled on. Sorry to bother you. I saw previews for it all the time and thought they were obnoxious with a big bright lettering. Like in this spot, just praising the movie, but not really saying much about it. Then a friend of mine told me I should watch it because it was a lot different than the previews made it out to be. So I gave it a shot. Holy shit, that movie was wild and not what I expected at all. I can now see why the previews didn't say much, and I am glad they didn't spoil it. Enter the Void. I've never had a movie drain me so completely and I just had to go home and sit for a while. That's gonna do it for this one. Folks, that about wraps it up. Don't forget to like the video. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you want to see more. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.